Hey everybody, I'm Adam.
I'm Michael.
And today, we're going to wrap up this old Game of Thrones with a recap of the final episode, The Iron Throne. Because Mike is not a good hummer, and we're bored in Ohio. So, final episode of Game of Thrones. It's the end of an era. Did it go out with a bang or a fucking whimper?
Or do we all just get banged inappropriately? Is that what we were going to go with?
No.
Or a whimper. Okay, yeah.
Or a whimper. I'll do a quick summary. Starts right where it left off. You know, they're walking through the town of all these burned fucking people. Dany comes out and gives her Hitler speech.
Oh, before, Tyrion saw his brother and cried.
Okay.
And then she gives her, yeah.
Tyrion magically finds Jaime and Cersei, who once he removes a couple bricks, their faces look pristine.
Yeah.
And he cries, and then Dany comes out to all of her soldiers lined up and gives her Hitler speech. Tyrion walks up to her and he says, "Fuck you."
She came out and did her speech to the "We Will Rock You." Shh.
Oh, they were kind of pounding their shit, weren't they? So, okay, she was Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, we will rock you.
Like impersonating Hitler. Yeah. Tyrion comes out, "Fuck you," throws his hand to the queen, fucking pinned it down the stairs. That's big time rejection. Yeah. She looks at him. She's like, "Well, fuck you," and has her Unsullied take him off. And Jon's in the background like, "Well, fuck. What do I do?" Yeah. And Arya, who apparently went nowhere on that horse except for around the block, I guess, comes up to Jon and was like, "That bitch is crazy and she kills people. We should think about that." Yeah. He's like, "Fuck, but she's my queen. I love her. She's my queen." He goes and sees Tyrion while he's imprisoned. And Tyrion's like, "I get it, dude. You love her. I fucking love her. Not like the way you did, ant fucker. But you're the next big threat. And she ain't gonna stop here. What do you think she'll do to Winterfell? They don't want to fucking bend the knee."
Did you just say Winterfell?
I said Winterfell.
I thought you said Winterfell.
I'll fill your winter.
Continue.
With
she's
cocoa.
Obviously going to go butt fuck with her dragons.
Yeah. And Jon's just like, "God damn it. I'm so conflicted because she's my queen." And then he goes and sees her, and she's like touches the throne. Mm. And she doesn't get to sit in it before she turns around like Jon's and he's like, "Oh, hey." And he kind of like feels her out. Yeah. It's like, "How'd you feel about burning them kids? You know? Did you feel good about that?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, I needed to." He's like, "What about the other people that think they're doing good?" She's like, "Well, they don't get a choice. I know what's good." And he was like, that was the moment he was like, "Fuck." And she's like, "Will you join me? Will you rule the empire with me?"
Yeah.
It's like a Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker thing. And he's like, "You're my queen." Fucking, that's all he said this season.
You always be my queen.
You always be my queen.
As he penetrates her. He says it as he penetrates her. By the way, when I do you next time, I'm going to say you're always going to be my king. Okay. Right mid-thrust.
Gross. Stabs her. She dies. Drogon shows up like a fucking, any animal that loses their owner, like nudges them. Doesn't understand what death is, nudges them. Well, she ain't fucking moving. He's so fucking pissed. But apparently, as sentient and intelligent as he is, he realizes, you know what killed her? She wanted this stupid fucking chair. I hate this chair. And he burns the throne. Point for me. I said he was going to burn that throne.
Yeah. I agreed with you that would have been beautiful if he did it.
He burns the throne, picks her up, flies off to who the fuck knows. Then,
Where's my point? I said Arya or Jon Snow would kill her, motherfucker.
well, that was obvious.
Oh, come on.
Okay, you don't get points for that. So there's a passage
Winterfell.
of time. Fuck off with your Winterfell. There's a passage of time.
Yeah.
For the first time, they acknowledge there being passage of time, be it in a sentence
I thought
like,
they were just gonna show
for these
Tyrion's
past
big-ass
few
beard.
weeks. I mean, his beard was longer.
Yeah.
They've assembled the hierarchy of the remaining kingdoms into one spot to figure out what they're gonna do. And after all this fucking trouble, they decide amongst themselves to vote for a new king.
With the traitor. The traitor talked him into it.
Yeah. Tyrion, for some reason,
Who was amazing.
Oh yeah, we'll
in the
get to
whole
that
episode, but
we
go
will
on.
absolutely get to that. He gets to be the voice of reason and give them this idea, and they vote for a king, and it's our good friend Bran, who has got to be the most boring king ever.
Yeah.
But we'll touch more on that later. One of Bran's first things he does is he allows Winterfell to be their own kingdom. So now he's only the king of 6 kingdoms. That seems like favoritism.
Yeah.
And they barter for Jon to be sent back to the Wall, which now no longer has a purpose because the White Walkers are kaput.
Well, they have to guard against those wildlings that are already on our lands.
Yeah. And they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The North and the wildlings are all good now.
Yeah.
So the remainder of the episode is just showing people kind of settle into their new life. Tyrion becomes hand to the king because that's a punishment, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
according to Bran.
He will spend the rest of his life making up for what he's done wrong.
Yeah, sure. Bronn is magically the master of coin, and he got Highgarden. Brienne is the what's that knight called?
The
Kingsguard, like head of the commander of the Kingsguard or whatever.
Something. Jamie Lannister, woman version.
Sam is all of a sudden a maester. Not sure how that happened.
In 3 weeks, dude. Took 3 weeks.
And then Pod is a knight.
Yeah.
And that's been established. And then Jon goes off north, not before saying goodbye to his family. And he still doesn't know if he did the right thing. You did, bro.
Yeah.
He goes off north, which we both got right.
Yes.
And he becomes a couple with Tormund, which we both got right.
Yes. We just
They didn't show that, but I know that's what happened.
Oh, that's what happened. And Ghost was with him. He gave Ghost.
He got a little reunion with Ghost, and like he didn't even stay at the Wall. He just went fucking north of the Wall.
Yeah.
With the wildlings, and it's like, but Tyrion said like you can't take a wife. I mean, really, he can do whatever he wants because he's going north of the Wall. But if we're sticking true to that, they didn't say you can't take a husband, which lends to our whole Tormund Jon theory. Yeah. Sansa becomes queen of the North, and Arya decides she's Moana and wants to be a Voyager.
Yes. I don't know what that means, but yes.
You've never seen Moana?
I won't.
That's fine. It's actually good.
I don't want to listen to The Rock sing for...
He did okay.
No.
Did I miss anything? Like just for the story arc?
No.
Okay.
Oh, besides the, Drogon picking her up and flying off to Neverland. Did you say that?
Yeah, he just flies off to God knows where.
Oh, okay. That's right. You did. No, I don't think you missed anything else.
So let's dive on in.
All right.
I want to say first and foremost, most of the story choices, I don't mind.
No, I don't mind most.
My same critique is just that they rush to the end.
Yeah.
So far this season, I haven't really given a shit about any character deaths.
It's killed me because of that. I gave so much a shit before the season started, and then they broke me. They just fucking broke me.
Well, of the character deaths that have happened this season, which did you actually find the most effective for you?
Oh, just the Clegane Bowl. That's it.
See, I mean, like sad.
Oh,
I wasn't
sad?
really sad because the Hound. I mean, I felt like that was a glorious ending.
No, I'm sorry. You were asking for that. Okay,
like that you cared. Like, oh fuck. Like you felt a little sad. Because there was only one for me.
Are you gonna say what's his nuts? That was always
Jorah?
Jorah.
No.
Okay, because no, I don't give a shit.
He died looking like he had to take a shit.
Well, yeah, and yeah. You say Miss Sandy?
No.
Thank God.
I'm asking you who yours is. You don't have to guess whom. I'm going to tell
I'm
you
trying
who
to
mine
think
is.
anybody that I actually gave a shit that died. Varys, I liked Varys' character. Like, I wanted to see what he really, if he really was wanting just for the best or not.
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed that he died the way he died. So unabashedly, just, hey, you did this, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a little bit more into that. Make it a little more, he's a little more treacherous or not so treacherous, and she's a little more treacherous or something. But, I don't know if I gave a shit about anybody that died.
The only person that when they actually died, like choked me up a little bit, was Lyanna Mormont when she killed the giant. That's the only moment in the entire season where I felt a little choked up at a character death.
I might have felt it
because I was like, that little badass, you fucking did it.
I might have felt it for an instant when he picked her up and he's crushing her, and then she looks like she might just die, and then she just lets that rage build up in her little Chucky body and just stabs that motherfucker right in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe for a second, yeah.
That was the only one. It's because they I don't want to beat a dead horse because we went on about this last episode about how because it's rushed, so many things are less impactful. And it's not that we disagree with where the story went, although I do have some problems of where the story went. It's just the execution wasn't there. The story's there, execution wasn't.
What the fuck is with the white horse symbolism? I'm fucking pissed.
Well, there's a lot of like shit like that. So, okay, nothing happened with the white horse. Before his death, Varys was sending ravens with notes about Jon's heritage. What happened with that?
Some people theorize that they were sitting partially about his heritage, and they were also telling everyone to come to the King's Landing to make a new king or queen on their own as a council, and that's why they all got together. That's a big theory. You're jumping all over the fucking place. That's a huge fucking
stretch.
Completely agree.
The whole prophecy about Cersei's death.
What happened to that?
Azor Ahai, I'm assuming, is just Arya, even though she doesn't quite fit. I mean, it depends on how literal you're taking the prophecies.
Sure.
So, one pet peeve I had about this episode, the real big pet peeve, was Drogon. Okay, he picked up Dany, flew away.
Yeah.
That was fine. Okay.
That's fine.
He did it. That's fine. Later on, when the first meeting of
they mentioned
the council
that he was seen again,
and he was like, "Oh, has anybody seen Drogon?"
Yeah. Why?
Well, he's been spotted. It's like there's been talk about a dragon in the east, and then Bran's like, "I wonder if I can find him."
Yeah.
And then he just wheels off. What the fuck is the point?
What's the point? That you're not. There's no continuation
No.
that we know of arc that they're going to do with later on.
I mean, is the point just to have like this? Oh, Drogon's out there still. Is it just like letting us know that the dragon survived and like the dragons are still out there in some way? To me, it was more of a spilling a can of beans that didn't need to be spilled. Like, I was fine with how he went out with Dany and just left.
Yeah.
I just assumed he was going in exile. Or why bring it up again?
Or if someone that was one of the two idiots that were writing it thought, there's a big ass dragon that's still technically a threat. We should probably mention something. At least have someone say, has anybody seen it? And everyone just says no. No one says anything. You didn't see it anywhere. Just no one's seen it. If they don't say it was even last seen somewhere, because then it leaves a pondering. Well, where was he going? It doesn't fucking matter. If you want to make a point that there's still a threat in the air, possibly.
Sure.
But
it was me. It was useless.
Yeah, completely.
And it opened up a question that didn't need to be asked.
Yeah, I agree.
Bran is king. I don't mind because it actually pays off something with that character. Because after he became the three-eyed raven, it's like, okay, but he didn't really do anything with that.
Yeah.
All right. It's almost like Arya. Once she learned how to be one of the faceless men, she used that talent once, and it never came up again.
Well, now you've got the all-ultimate government person as king. Anytime that motherfucker wants to spy on anybody, see what they're really up to, he just works into a fucking raven or a bird or anything else.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
don't know if Bran. I mean, I guess Bran as the three-eyed raven is supposed to be good,
Sure.
but how do we know?
How do we know?
So I don't mind that Bran is on the throne. I didn't want Dany or Jon, so it had to be somebody. I love that Sansa's first response was like, well, his dick doesn't work.
Yeah.
He can't have any kids. And Tyrion's like, well, that's part of the point, because I don't think it should be a familial thing. It shouldn't be handed down that way. It should be I don't know what the term is for a monarchy where the king is voted on.
He can still move his hands. There's many
I'm sure
people.
Well, the thing is, like, if he's paralyzed, I'm sure his dick still works.
There's people, their dicks work just fine, even though they can't move their legs.
Right.
The fuck?
So
how does she know her brother's dick doesn't work? That's
did she try?
See?
Did she try? But Tyrion's whole reasoning as to why Bran, I was like, what?
The broken?
Well, no. He's like, who's got a better story than Bran?
Yeah.
Almost any character on the fucking show.
Yes. Yeah.
The show even almost forgot about Bran for seasons at a time.
Especially Jon.
Well, especially because, like, before that, Tyrion was like, oh, fuck, Jon should be the guy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's like, Bran?
Yeah, it made no sense. I don't
like how they got to that reasoning. I don't mind Bran as the one.
Yeah.
I knew Dany had to die. I hate all I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but these people who thought, like, some of the immediate critique is that, oh, just another white guy on the throne. I'm like, this show isn't trying to be fucking woke.
And technically speaking, Bran's even said he's not even human anymore.
No.
There's something on the throne.
It's like,
I don't know what the fuck it
you
is.
realize this is a show about, like, essentially medieval times. It's obviously not in our world, but they've shown the political realm there. A female ruler, besides, like, Cersei, like, taking control, wasn't probably going to happen. Not Dany, especially because her arc is becoming she's meant to become the Mad Queen.
Yeah.
That was planned out. Now, Sansa became the Queen of the North, but everyone was just so fixated on Dany. Like, there's a huge, like, a number of people that are just saying that the show's misogynistic.
It's not true.
And I'm like,
like you just said, Sansa is the queen of her own kingdom.
And Brienne became the first female knight.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many good moments.
And Arya herself is the ultimate, really, she is.
She's the
hero.
ultimate
badass and hero. Yeah, what the fuck?
And plus, Dany is the fucking worst. I've hated her since her time in Marine.
Since Marine. I agree.
Yeah, I don't like that character. I didn't like her in the books. She just becomes kind of this tedious fucking character, and a lot of her story is boring.
Bran bores the shit out of me.
Bran?
Yeah. Anytime I'd have to get the Bran story, I'm just like, fuck me.
Yeah. And a lot of, like, post Dany being stabbed all felt like fan service, because oddly, this has a relatively happy ending, which doesn't, it felt weird to me.
Grey Worm still comes out of it looking like a total fucking asshole, in my opinion.
Well, I have some big qualms about that whole scene. Like, so why the fuck does Grey Worm give a shit about natural rule of law?
Yeah.
Why didn't he just kill Jon on the spot? Why didn't he kill Tyrion? He had no problem killing the Lannister soldiers.
Thing was, and they made a point of that when they did the Unsullied from the beginning, is you kill the master, they're now yours. Right? That was the thing. Whoever holds the whatever, which means that you took their master's whatever, technically Jon killed her. They should fucking be under his rule now.
Yeah, so I've seen people already make comments about this, that, Grey Worm's like the consummate soldier. Like, he's looking for a leader. Like, he still needs someone to give him orders. So without his queen, he couldn't execute. Which, to me, I'm like, I guess that makes sense to a certain extent, but they just showed how emotional that he's capable of getting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then, the whole, like, let the prisoner Tyrion decide what the best route forward is. What? I don't even know why he was being brought out to them. Yeah. I guess to barter with the Unsullied about prisoner exchange or something. I have no idea. But then he just basically,
Oh, remember, he wanted justice. He wanted him executed also.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think he was just bringing them before them to say, can I execute this motherfucker? and then Brand's like, no.
I
He
do.
opened my hand.
I do appreciate when they're like, "Well, Willis, we need to decide on a new king." Fucking Edmure stands up and he's like, "Well, I've been in 2 wars and blah blah blah." And Sansa's like, "Sit the fuck down. Will you just sit the fuck down?"
Yeah.
And he looks around and he has to sit down like the little bitch that he is.
Yeah.
But
Wait a minute. Wait. Why didn't they just make Jon part of the Kingsguard? Because you can't wed in the Kingsguard either. You can't own lands. You can't do any of that shit. You're in that. Remember, that was the whole reason why Jaime did it. He could never be married. He could never be.
well, because it had to be like a prison sentence. Like being a knight in the Kingsguard is still a prestigious thing. Going to the wall, you're stripped of all titles. You're just a fucking body
Sure.
protecting nothing now. Which honestly, it's still kind of a happy ending for Jon, even though like
He's about to get quite a few.
He is tormented for killing the queen, which, sorry, just because they rushed it, never bought that he was that in love with
Nope,
Dany.
I didn't either.
Never for a second.
That dude's been kissed by fire. He's about to be kissed by it again.
I mean, seriously, like his relationship with Ygritte, way more developed, way
yeah.
more believable. And then like this, like Dany was almost supposed to be like his ultimate love. No, didn't get that.
I didn't
in the
buy.
slightest.
I don't buy that for a second. Maybe it's fleshed out more in the books, if they ever happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely will be more fleshed out.
I mean,
but
fuck. I thought I wrote slow. I am nothing. I'm
No.
I'm a fucking Stephen King 7 pages a day compared to that motherfucker.
yeah. So, like, I'm fine with where a lot of the characters ended up.
Arya's going where Arya needs to go.
Yeah,
I agree.
Arya's fine. Sansa ruling the North kind of fits.
Kind of fits, yeah.
Jon's exile to the North fits.
He needed to end in the North some way, shape, or form. I was hoping it was by choice. That's what
Right.
bothered me. I wanted it to be his choice. I thought that was a better ending for him.
Sure.
He chose to put himself there himself.
That would have been better, and it would have made more fucking sense
Yes.
because the wall is not fucking needed anymore.
Right.
They gave it reasoning with like one line of dialogue saying we still need a place for bastards and broken men.
Yeah.
They call it jail.
Right. Right. And he just doesn't. All he has to do is put a fucking sheepskin condom on. He can bang as many bitches as he wants. He just can't have any kids.
He can have kids.
It's part of the thing. You can't father any children.
Who's going to fucking
That's
enforce
my whole
the
point.
law?
That's my point. No one's going to.
He went there and there was just wildlings.
You think Bran's going to watch him through one of the bird's eyes while he's just
Gross.
tagging away some wildling?
and he's just in there like, yeah, boy.
I wonder how John's doing. Give me a moment, and I'll find out.
He's releasing his Drogon.
You know what? If he's gonna, fuck, I don't know. I just look. I'm not cool with Bran. Okay, I don't dislike Bran being king. I just don't understand what it means because they've not fleshed it out. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a 50-50 thing? Is it a?
It's supposed to be a good thing, and in theory it would be because he knows all the history of man, so he knows all the pitfalls. He knows what's worked and what hasn't. So technically, he should be the best pick. But the point really was the breaking of the wheel was destroying the blood right monarchy.
Yeah.
And being, it's funny because Sam brought up a democracy and I laughed at his ass, which was kind of stupid. But they have like this, we're going to, decide a king as the hierarchy, the group.
Yeah.
Which that was the big, for that to be like the climax, like we're still going to have a king or a queen.
Yeah.
But now we all together decide who it is.
Just us. When I thought the whole point was everyone should decide, but really it's just the 7 of them or whatever the fuck it was.
Right. That's funny. Yeah.
So what, they go to their people and say everyone cast their votes, and then I'll go back and
That's democracy.
Right.
They're not the Senate. They're the Illuminati.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And they had another oopsie moment in this episode.
I heard about that shit too.
Samuel Tarley had a bottle of water right behind his leg. And when did he become a Grand Maester?
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, because they made it seem like that was the first gathering of that group.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, at some point, Pod became a knight, and Bronn got his title. So I assume there was still a passage of time, but it couldn't have been that far.
All between when Tyrion came out in his shackles until the next scene. Yeah, you're right. No, it couldn't. No, it can't possibly have been. They needed to get shit rolling. You know, let's start rebuilding the world.
They were showing like how cleaned up King's Landing was already. Like at least the Red Keep or whatever. So I don't know. That's all due to the rushing. Like we had no sense of time passage besides when they threw it in a line of dialogue and showed a beard being a little longer.
Here's my thing. When I commit a bunch of murders and I betray people that trust me dearly, I hope to God that I am punished by getting unsurmountable amounts of alcohol whenever the fuck I want and being part in the decision making of the rest of the world for the rest of my life.
They didn't give him any alcohol.
Oh, he's going to get alcohol.
Well, now he's going to get alcohol, but he didn't get it while he was a prisoner.
No, I meant that's his punishment.
Like his punishment is
he killed his dad.
He gets to still be alive.
He
gets to drink.
Where's the negativity?
But
he may or may not have brothels. So what?
He also gets the knowledge from Jon that there is no afterlife. There's just oblivion, so none of it matters.
He's
so
gonna
just
bang,
drink and fuck
like
make
crazy.
Whatever decisions you want.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
It's funny because like how we're talking, like I want to repeat. I don't mind where the story went,
what are the characters
or the decisions that were made.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the execution of the show, fucking shit the bed.
Yeah, 2 more seasons to flesh all of this out. It needed
at least one.
Yeah,
I think Martin was on record saying that it needed to be a 10 season show.
Yeah,
that he felt like that was what it would take, and he was fucking right.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, I agree where almost everybody went and what happened to almost everybody. I agree. You made too big of a jump too quick.
It was a little too Lord of the Ringsy for me, a little bit.
At the end, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Sam wrote the fucking book with some dude. I don't really get the joke about Tyrion being left out of it. Don't understand
I didn't understand that either.
Jon is essentially Frodo having to go off to that other place, and like he was saying goodbye to his fucking hobbits, his people.
Yeah,
they were just missing a pillow fight.
You're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
We should have seen the pillow. They're all siblings. They should have had the fucking pillow fight right there in the dock. They would have beat the shit out of Bran. Fuck, man. I need a friend or a sibling that's like Jon Snow, so that if I am just the person in charge, that motherfucker kneels at a drop of a dime. Who's in charge? Who? You? Oh, I need to get down on my knee. He's just fucking constant. It doesn't matter who it is. He just bends the fucking knee. You had fucking, what's his nuts? Brienne cut his head off. The One King.
Well, I don't know that she cut his head off.
Sure, it shows it. Come on, Stannis. She cuts his head off.
Well, they don't show it.
They show it right at his neck. Anyway, she's doing a side swipe, dude. That's a heads off.
Probably.
All right. He meets that fucker. He doesn't even fully really believe that he should be king. Still fucking immediately drops the knee. The only person he didn't almost do the knee thing was for Dany until she basically says she's gonna help him. That motherfucker drops to a knee. I need some. Why don't you start treating me this way? I want you to bend the fucking knee and bend the fuck over.
I don't believe in your message.
Is that what it is? That's what's holding you back? All right.
Yes. So for all the people complaining about the series, I hear you. But no matter how rushed they got with these last couple seasons, because let's face it, season 7 wasn't exactly a winner necessarily either in the pacing department.
Yeah.
it doesn't erase the first 4 seasons that were immaculate. Those first 4 seasons are some of the best TV I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, executed so well, acting so well, story was great. So I can't let my feelings about the rushed last few seasons
Shit on the show as a whole.
shit on the show as a whole. Does it still knock it down a peg? Yes. Because part of it being a good show is good execution.
I agree.
You got to bring it home. Now, they didn't shit the bed nearly as hard as several other shows like Dexter.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Although, really, kind of John was the Dexter of the show. He went out into the woods to become a lumberjack with Tormund.
Yes, he fucking did.
Yeah.
You're right. And he got into a fucking boat, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah,
man. You're
that's
right.
He disappeared on a boat, shows up again with some fucking trees and a beard.
Oh my God, did they ever shit the bed? Fuck. Anyway, I don't know. I guess.
My question is, I think this is a telling question.
Yeah.
Would you, like, to somebody who hasn't watched the show, would you still recommend the show
As a whole.
as a whole?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
would.
all. I think that tells you something about, like, the state of the show.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, over 1 million people have signed that fucking petition to remake the last season. Guys, get over it. I understand your pain. Even the person who started the petition is like, they're not going to do anything. We're just hoping HBO, like, we're showing,
Yeah.
put the effort
The
in.
fucking effort in.
But in this case, they need to be saying this to DB Weiss and the other guy.
Benioff or whatever.
Benioff. Because they're the ones who mandated the 8 seasons.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I think they're the ones who fucked up. Because the story was there. You can see that the story was there.
Mm-hmm.
They just tried to, like, force a big monster dick through a needle hole.
And I honestly, I can't understand why.
I don't know either, because
You're going to get paid, dude. You're
they
going
got
to
to
get
be
a
getting
lot of
paid
money.
a shitload of
Yeah.
money. And HBO was ready to keep paying them shitloads of money.
Yeah.
They want to be in the Game of Thrones business, hence the spin-off, like, bullshit that they're working on, which I think has a better chance of being wholly successful because there are no expectations for it, because there's no written books for those things. So they can almost do whatever as long as it's a good quality show. They're like, people are like, yeah, this is good.
I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. This last, I was really looking forward to seeing what that spinoff was gonna be. I really was. I really legitimately was looking forward to it. And this last season had a few Darth Maul fight scene moments for me, and the rest of it is just kind of. It made me less excited about seeing anything else Game of Thrones.
Well, I think some benefits is there'll be new creators. We'll have some fresh blood in there.
Can Peter Dinklage be in it again? Just make him another character.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they tried to continue this story down the line with new creators, like catch up in like 5-10 years.
On like what, Arya? I can see him doing with Arya. I can see him doing still some with Snow. I don't know if Kit. I mean, Kit's so well known for that character. He's gonna have a problem.
Well, he's already tried to do other things and it hasn't been very successful.
Yeah.
That stupid Pompeii movie was a piece of shit.
I never saw it.
It was really
He looked good physically.
well, yeah. Yeah, he did, didn't he?
It's funny because Peter Dinklage, I will see him in anything.
Yeah.
And I don't.
He's great.
I don't.
He was really bad in Infinity War, though.
Oh, that was
weird.
That was just fucking weird.
That was like,
And it was blatantly. They're just
like, here's Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
You love him, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I do. Give him something to do.
yeah, or at least put some prosthetics on him or something. You know, don't
I
make
don't
him.
know.
Don't
It's
make him just.
strange.
Don't make him just an oversized. You know, you could totally. I hated how blatantly you could see how digitized he was. Obviously projected much bigger, and he wasn't really there. You could. It wasn't done well. Most of the time, I kept
Right.
looking at it like. Anyway.
So
I mean,
our final thoughts are: we would still recommend this show to somebody who hadn't
not as
seen it.
enthusiastically as I would have two
Not
seasons
yet,
ago.
sure.
2 seasons ago, I'd have been like, this is a must see.
So right now, you'd probably still be, if you're going to watch a show between these two shows, you'd probably say Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, I was just funny enough. I was just about to say that.
That's a show that just got everything right.
It did.
It needed to bring home an ending, and it brought an ending.
Yeah.
Was there a little bit of ridiculousness about it with that popping up machine gun thing? Sure. But guess what? It was a good fucking ending.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, not to say this one had a bad ending. It's just, like I said, the execution. The story's there.
Yeah.
It was right fucking there for them.
Even the ridiculousness of that popped up machine gun, the scene itself when he goes into the house or the trailer or whatever the fuck it was, was executed very well.
Oh, yeah.
So you can kind of forget the weirdness of the...
Yeah, I didn't give a shit about that.
If they did the same thing with this, whatever the weirdness is, but they did it, I don't... Dude, there were a couple of really sweet shots in this last episode.
Oh, no, like, this show should get all the awards for cinematography this season.
It was,
whoever's the art direction cinematographer fucking nailed every episode this season. So good.
Yeah, I agree.
But this shouldn't get any awards for writing
no,
this year.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm sad to see it go. I'm even more sad that they didn't give it the time that I think it needed. But I do think where the story went ultimately is satisfying. If not, I mean, it wasn't executed well, but I can see what was there, and it's satisfying to me.
You know what still bothers me from the last episode? Not this one, the last episode.
Do tell.
The fucking Octopus King guy fighting Jamie. It still fucking bothers me.
You called him the Octopus King?
I can never remember his name.
Euron.
It's funny. I follow him on Instagram. He's funny as hell.
I'm sure he is.
But
yeah.
And I really liked him.
I could go on about things that don't make sense to me this season. Yeah, it's like, why the fuck is Euron versus Jamie a big thing? And they really underdeveloped the Euron character.
They did. He's a good actor. They should have, when they saw how good he was, like as this character, they should have really just pushed more into that. Because I really liked him.
2 more seasons, bro. 2 more seasons. I was trying to end on a nice note saying, like, ultimately there's still a satisfying ending there. If you kind of just let the fact that it's rushed kind of slide off your back and just take it for what the story is, it had a relatively satisfying ending. And that's all I want to say. And you were like, you know what really pisses me off still? I was giving you a chance to be like, you know what? Yeah.
It's still it's still in my head, man. It bothers me.
It's fine. You got anything else to say before we wrap this bad boy up?
You guys shit the fucking bed on that white horse thing. Like it really
wait.
fucking
Are you
pissed me
addressing DB?
I am.
And Benioff?
Yeah, you don't fucking use that kind of symbolism and do nothing with it. It made me fucking pissed.
I'll bring it up just because a lot of people are also saying, so John's lineage really came down to meaning nothing.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, it did, and it'll probably play it up in the books way more.
Yeah.
Where it comes into play is besides, Danny burning a fucking city down, that's the big rift between them.
Yeah.
Is that he is the rightful, has the bigger claim to the throne. That's the big deal.
Yeah. And he's more for the people than I mean, in reality, he's obviously a hero too.
Yeah, he's a
protector of the realm too.
Right. It's setting up Danny versus John.
Yeah.
That's what the purpose of that is.
Yeah.
And to show that he's basically the antithesis of Danny.
Well,
Danny is coming in, she thinks it's her birthright, and she's going to take it by force. John doesn't fucking want it. Everybody loves him. He does everything for the people.
Well, I wonder if people didn't get what this Song of Fire and Ice is. It's just about John.
Yeah.
He's the fire and ice. He's got both. Lenny, I don't see what people's big fucking problem is.
They just feel like his lineage, being such a big secret, came down to almost nothing. But I think it's just because how they played it out.
I will say it's weird that he died and he was brought back, and I still don't
know.
Well,
yeah, what was the point of that necessarily? because he had to kill Danny. I don't
Besides,
fucking know.
R.R. Martin tried to give me a fucking breakdown when I read that. I really like that character.
That might be explained better in the books too.
A little
Who
stabby,
knows?
stabby. That's
Because
right,
they
we still don't
explained
know.
like, fucking Red Lady was like, well, Barrett got brought back so many times to save you,
Yeah.
Arya, and this, that, and the other. She didn't go on to say like, well, I brought John back because the Lord of Light. You know what? I don't know what he wants, guys. I just say some gibberish. Sometimes shit happens. I'm really old. I got saggy tits.
I smoke weed and stare into the flames and tell you guys shit I see. I mean, that's really about it.
All right, wrap it up.
Need some food. Is there a place I can sleep?
Anything else you gotta say? Give a closing line and then do our outro. I want you to say something.
What do you want me to say, man?
Anything, just-
I'm fucking depressed. I honestly am. And the thing is, I can't tell you I'm depressed because this person or this person didn't sit in a throne or this person should have or shouldn't have. They shit the bed this whole last season at the point where I didn't give a shit. I just didn't give a
Yeah,
shit.
well, like I said, like none of the deaths felt impactful. None of the big story beats that were supposed to be impactful felt impactful. Several of them felt jarring, even though the story is set up there for them to happen. They, like I said, it's just execution.
The moral of the story is this, people. If you're going to fuck me in the ass, at least give me a reach around.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Until next time, we're bored in Ohio.
I was gonna say, it's almost like if you told somebody like you are the best lay in the world, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's fucking do this thing. And
Yeah.
you're like, you ready for it? They're like, yeah, and then you just peed on them.
Now, when you pee on them, are you not knowing if that's what they're into, or you just pee on them to show that
you
they're
just
really
said like
not?
you're like, I am the fuck king, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get fucking fucked.
Oh,
and
you're
you're
the
just
fuck king.
Yeah, you are. And then they're like, okay, yeah, give it to me, and you just fucking pee on them. That's what this season felt like.
It did. It did feel like that. We weren't worth being fucked. We were pissed on.
Yeah. I hope your books are good, Martin, and I hope you're alive to fucking finish them.